talking shit. We can go either way, but let's go with Draymond. Was what he said out of line? Because, but I'm gonna let you spill your thought. But before that, I want to say something real funny. On ESPN, the day after that happened, I think it was the Jump or something like that. They had or First Take. They had a whole segment where it's just 4 women, no men, like 4 women on the screen, and they talked about Draymond, and then they hammered him. They hammered, and if you don't know what happened, Draymond basically came out and said, you know what, like, I think the women's kind of did themselves injustice by basically letting their words talk more rather than letting their sport be the topic of discussion.
I got it right here for you. I'll read it.
Okay.
So hold on, let me make sure. Okay, so here he basically said, I've been seeing a lot of talk about the pay gap between women and men, especially in sports. It's not even close, but let's stop allowing y'all complaints to fall on deaf ears due to numbers. As long as y'all make the argument about pay while the revenue stays the same, they will continue to point at the revenue not being high enough to cover bigger salaries. While that is true in damn near every business, how do we take that card out of their pockets? That's the key to changing the pay. There's no argument for lack of revenue unless, and then that article I was reading to stop. But basically was saying like the women need to start like, he ended it basically saying break the mold and then change the game. So like,
right.
Yeah, I mean, he agrees with everything. And the thing is, Draymond wasn't really wrong. Like, maybe the way he worded it was a little harsh. But what he's saying is, like, if y'all just keep complaining and all they're hearing is the complaints and y'all not showing, like, how they can.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure they're doing that. So I won't even say like that. But, like, if all they see is the complaints, whenever we see this on social media,
right,
when it comes to women athletes not making as much as men, all we see is the complaints. We never see like what we can do or what the athletes can do to actually make the situation better for women.
Right.
Draymond, I get what he's saying, but I mean, at the same time, he's a man. It's not really his place to speak on these issues. If he's gonna say that, he has to at least say it a little better. So I get why women are mad.
You know what Draymond reminds me of? He reminds me of like a little bit of me, and you know that one friend who has like some kind of good intention, but they're just so real about it in the way they like say things.
Yeah, he's blunt.
It's too blunt. It's like in this day and age, you can't really speak your mind fully without like analyzing it, then try to like put a little sugar coat over the top, then make a statement. And he just kind of like splurred out in the moment. And then Megan Rapinoe, which is like the soccer woman who came out and said, it's unfortunate, I think, that that's his opinion. And then Draymond's like, well, it's unfortunate that she thinks that my opinion is unfortunate. And I kind of get that just because, like, I mean, it's his opinion. I mean, he's entitled to his opinion.
Yeah, but he's on the same side as him.
Right, he's on the same side. I think he's just tackling the topic from a different angle, whereas the women's always tackling from the spot of like, yo, I just need a raise, I just need a raise, I just need a raise. But he's tackling from an aspect of like, okay, come up with a plan of how you can boost the revenue, not how much more money you want to get paid. Because if the revenue stream isn't there, obviously it's not gonna be, you know, showing on the paycheck. And that it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense because like instead of coming to the public and all that just about like pay raise, it's like, how about you go there with maybe they have done this already. I kind of heard of them kind of talking about it, but it wasn't like really concrete plan of like, maybe this is how you should advertise us, and this is a certain way where we kind of want to be advertised. Maybe time change, maybe television deal, because they are in a union, so their CBA can talk about how you know it can be the deal can set them up in a better position. And then when it just comes to women's sport, I know like they do deserve to get paid more. Saying that they deserve the same money as the men is I'm not trying to be like unequal here, but I mean at the end of the day, like we're just being real. Like I can't go into work and expect to get paid more when I'm not bringing in revenue to the company. You know, the same as, you know, my coworker or something. If he's fucking making, if he's selling 5 cars and I'm only selling 2, like I can't expect a raise. Like it is what it is.
Yeah,
you know.
but you have to look at it. Like I forgot where I seen this at. I don't know what I was reading. I gotta find the actual source, but basically I seen something that said the statistics. For example, when the NBA and the WNBA was in the bubble,
Right.
NBA ratings went down while WNBA ratings went up. I think they were the best they've ever been in the history of the WNBA.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, obviously they're not NBA players. They're not going to get as many views, but that doesn't.
Right.
But they're still professional athletes.
Right.
There's so many like women sponsorships that the WNBA should be going after.
Right.
In order to get this extra money to pay them. Like
Right.
when you see WNBA games, you see fucking Gatorade commercials or like okay, even football games.
Yeah.
You see fucking Brett Favre in every single Wrangler jeans commercial promoting some jeans.
Exactly.
When it's WNBA games, why we should have these WNBA players? And I don't want to sound sexist like this, but like women wear makeup and stuff, tampons and pads, like all this stuff. Like we should have more commercials.
Right.
They should
With
be
them
more
in it.
sponsorships with the NBA. Something that so people like, even if it's not just women watching it, they're still getting these sponsorship deals. That money is still coming in.
Right.
So that's more money going into the women's pockets.
It's kind of like something I talked about with the a few episodes ago. I don't if you haven't heard it, make sure you check out our old episodes. But I was kind of talking about how like the WWE and the UFC does a very great job of promoting their women. And like speaking of that, just like recently, WrestleMania Saturday night was headlined by women. It was Sasha Banks and
home chick.
forgot her name with the long ponytail.
Yeah, that chick. I can't think of her name.
Yeah,
my
just
life either.
fucking flew over my head. But yeah, they headlined Saturday night. So you know, like it's just about how they're being promoted and then put on a show when you do get that stage. So I think more national television deal would definitely benefit the women's team. And also another thing is that like the league is what is going. It's just barely past its second decade, going to the third decade or something like that. So
I think this is the 25th year.
Right. Yeah. So if you want to compare that to like the NBA, which is like span over almost 100 years now,
been around, yeah. So there's still.
So it's like it's kind of like it's in its infancy because there's not a lot of team. Yeah. It's only like 16 teams or something like that.
Yeah, it's still a young league, and I mean I get it. Yeah, it's a young league, but we're in a day and age where there's so much money in advertising and marketing. They could do something to get. But see, my thing with the whole thing is.
But the thing is that I think what it is the tickets.
Yeah, that might be the tickets.
The ticket sales really hurt them, and also I don't think, the views definitely hurt them as well.
Okay, so when you go to ticket sales and views, and this is where I agree with the women. Look at how much the women's soccer national team is getting paid compared to the men's, and the men's haven't done shit since the early 2000s, and they still didn't do shit.
Right.
The women have been the women's national soccer team with Megan Rapinoe, Alex Morgan, all of them. They've been running shit for like the past 20 years when it comes to women's soccer.
Yeah.
We don't even see the men in the World Cup, but when it comes to the Olympics, when it comes to the Women's World Cup, guess who's in the finals every single time? The USA. Not when it comes to the men. So, like, for example, nobody watches U.S. men's soccer because we know they're going to fucking lose every single game. Right. But when you tune in to the U.S. women's national team, then you know what's going to happen. There's going to be a win for USA.
Yeah, no. When it comes to the soccer team, yes, the women's been fucking balling, and they always have, and they always will be, and they always will be good. So that's why they deserve endorsements and everything. They fucking definitely deserve a raise. But when it comes to the WNBA, the rating has been going up every year by like just even 13, 14%.
Yeah, that's still something.
And then the WNBA final has been up by 34% over the year. So I think like there's a lot of positive. Over time, there's going to be a lot more viewers. I think, like I said before, I just think the timing of the WNBA happening, it's just not the right time because it's right after the finals and people are fucking overexhausted with basketball. and now jump.
Yeah, I get you. They should probably do it. They should probably switch it up.
Right,
Like
and it's
the way the season. I mean, I don't even think maybe they should do that. Like, cause it's enough people in the world for people to watch basketball and still be like, okay, the finals is over. Let's watch WNBA basketball. So I wouldn't even say that, but I get what you're saying. Like, most people are once the finals is over, everybody's going on vacations. It's that part
It's
of
the summertime. Like summertime, there's a lot of shit to do. You know, like sometimes you just like.
But you also got to think soccer's year round, pretty much. So
Right.
soccer's always going to be on. Then by the time fall comes, you got football and baseball because baseball's in the summer, it ends in October.
Right.
Football's starting in September and going all the way to February.
Yeah.
Then basketball's starting in October, right when baseball ends. So and then hockey's somewhere in between all that.
Right.
And then
It's
golf
a
is
lot of
year-round.
competition.
So yeah, they just do. I think maybe the scheduling won't be bad. It's just we have to. There's enough marketing money. There's enough endorsements to go around to get these women paid.
They need more national TV for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, stop showing WNBA on fucking ESPN
ESPN
too.
Plus or something. Yeah, no.
Put it on an actual ESPN. Put them on ABC or something.
Right. You gotta shove it. You gotta shove that product
down their throats
to the masses. You can't just kind of hide that shit on ESPN too. Like it doesn't work. And also, they need as much as I fucking hate this when it comes to sport being on so many different television companies, but they do need to be on a lot more companies.
No, they for sure because they're only. I've never seen a WNBA game on like CBS. I personally don't watch them because one, I don't even know when they come on. But if I do catch it, I'll watch it here and there. But whenever I see them, they're only on ESPN.
Right.
Like I never see them anywhere else, and they're like on ESPN2, like ESPN News. Like nobody watches the ESPN News channel because usually all it is just reruns of SportsCenter.
Right.
So why would you put it on that when you could just put it on ESPN instead of putting the reruns of SportsCenter on the normal ESPN?
That's
like, come on now, you can. It's not, and that's not just on ESPN. That's on everybody. Like, not the athletes, but the corporate part side of it. That's on all of them. They can do better in getting these women the exposure because we have all these stars. We got Elizabeth Cambridge, Lexi Brown, Paige Buckers, Kelsey Plum.
Right.
Sorry, she's still going even though she old as hell. Like we got all these fucking
Diana still gone.
Yeah, we got all I think Sue Bird retired.
Sue Bird retired.
Yeah, but we still got all these other chicks in the league who are really fucking.
Yo,
I thought of NBA, but no, we still got all these other women in the league who fucking who are balling though. Like,
yeah, no, they balling.
People I named, and I don't even watch WNBA like that.
Yeah.
The fact that I know those that much, I can name like damn near 10 people off the top of my hands.
Well, I think
that's saying something.
And I think they need to make more post-game, pre-game show for the WNBA. It can't just be like, oh, here's a game. Yeah, like let's build the game if it's a primetime game, and also they do need a primetime game. Build the fucking game. Like have a lot of NBA analysts that are females talking about it, promote it more. Also, invest in a better draft. Make the draft a big deal because these NCAA women basketball players are fucking balling, and they need a better draft.
Chicks is nice, man. I was watching the Final Four. They was out there.
It was nice. They fucking laid out there. Like
they really play. Like yeah, they might not be fucking dunking and doing 360 windmills and shit, but when you watch from this season, when I was watching college basketball, the fundamentals, it's just so amazing to see the fundamentals. And I suck at basketball, so that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
Like their fundamentals
and
are crazy.
Social media wise too, like Bleacher Report needs to post more and all that. But also again, but I feel like when they are posting like women's sports or just women's in general, the comment section is fucking brutal with men's are just like, we don't want to care about this.
It's so toxic. Like, they be telling the women's to go in the kitchen or all like kitchen,
man,
Hall of Fame kitchen cleaner or dish cleaner or something. Yeah, it's toxic. But that's not the masses. That's just the people on social media.
That's just the dickheads that want to like talk some shit.
Yeah, who are trying to troll. That's not the masses. Like
right. So I think if they do get the platform, they do get the media push, then the revenue will come. And also for the basketball aspect, there's just the season's pretty short. It's like 30 some games. And then on the soccer end, Well, they just need to be getting paid more on the
soccer. Yeah, they just need to pay them. I don't give a fuck. You can't say shit about soccer because they've been running shit.
Yeah.
So you just got to pay them.
As simple as that. It's just the soccer. They got to get paid more. That's it.
Like I can see people trying to fight when it comes to basketball and you're not paying them because they women, but when you bring up soccer, you can't say that because the U.S. men's national team is fucking ass cheeks. They're fucking terrible.
Hey, to make it into the World Cup, that's a win.
Fuck making it into the for the men, yes.
Yeah,
but for the women, men. Just making it as a fucking loss. They in there to win that shit.
Yeah, right.
Every single 4 years.
You know what they should do? You know what they should do? They should use some of those COVID stimulus package, reserve that shit for the next time they win like another World Cup. Then they go visit the White House, and then the federal government should just pay them with the stimulus money. Because there's still stimulus money running around. So let's just, if we're gonna start printing money, let's start printing. Let's start printing money for the women's soccer team.
Fuck the economy up. It ain't the government. The league needs to be paying these.
But they're representing the country.
Oh well, in that sense, but it's still FIFA. It's still under FIFA. It's under
right. But FIFA is a scam.
That's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother thing. But